Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Welcome to Bottom of the Barrel with me, myself, and I. Last Saturday, I uploaded it. I tried to play the guitar while I was doing it, but this week we're going to try a little bit something different. I got a new intro, possibly an outro. We're just going to work with some things. I'm just getting started with this whole podcast thing. I'm not entirely sure what all I'm doing. Just a few things. Thanksgiving is coming up. I believe it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yes, the 28th of November. Thanksgiving. So, if you have family, loved ones coming over for dinner, make it quick because Black Friday is only a couple hours away from dinner. I believe Best Buy is starting at like 6 p.m. Like, that's a little early. It's not even Black Friday anymore. It's more like Black Thursday. And what's next year? It's going to be like, what, noon? So have Thanksgiving while you're waiting in line for Black Friday. You got people with whole tables set up in line, and as soon as the line moves forward a little bit, you pick up your table. Someone's moving backwards, other people moving forward, other people moving to the side. You're moving along, you got it. That's how Thanksgiving will be. It's shopping while you eat. Bring your bibs, bring your forks and knives. Make sure that they are, throwawayable. Throwawayable? Hang on. Tossable. Non-washing. Disposable. There we go. Disposable plates and forks and knives and all that great stuff. You probably have really dry turkey, but you know what? It might just be worth it for those great deals that you will be receiving. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna have a great show, and here's my intro. Terrific. Thank you. Thank you for that. For those that don't know what song that was, don't tell anybody, because I'm not sure if it's completely legal, but I can't hardly play the guitar, as you would probably notice from last week. So I decided to do some MIDI files, put them onto FL Studio, and just do a little bit of put some different stuff in there, try to make it a little creative. But most of all, I just wanted to get a freaking song out there for my podcast, and I'm gonna have, of course, the outro later on. Thank you. Today's episode is brought to you by FL Studio. Not really, but if it was, That'd be great. FL Studio, of course, you make beats and dubstep type shit. It's great. I've been using it for years. I've never bought it. I used to use it back when it was called Fruity Loops, and then they changed it to FL Studio because that sounded more mature. That's what I'm guessing. Today's topic is something that I had an idea for a while. I got some stuff written down here. Today's topic is the religion of music, pretty much. Does music have religion? And is there anything specific about religious music that can be tolerated or not tolerated by non-religious folks? Do you have to be religious to listen to, say, like gospel or Christian music? I don't know any Jewish or Muslim music, and I certainly can't play them on the show, I don't think, because they're probably copyrighted, like my intro probably is. And if I get sued or have this video taken down, well then you'll know that next week I won't be having... I'll have to remake this video without the stupid intro and outro. But I think I should be fine. No one watches this anyways, as of yet. But I don't really care about views anyways. I just want to put myself out there, make at least 10 videos, maybe 10 to something like that. And if I still don't have anything, then I'll quit. Can non-religious people listen to religious music and enjoy it? I don't see why not, to be honest. I love gospel music. I do. I listen to gospel music a lot. Well, not a lot. I used to listen to it a lot more, but I've been kind of thrown away from it. But putting myself out there, putting myself away from it, really. But I listened to some just the other day. I listened to good old gospel music, like I can't think of anything right now. What's a good song that I just absolutely love? Like when we all get to heaven, what a great and joyful time will be. Yes, like that, or there's just a bunch of stuff. And to me, music is an emotion. It's a feeling. And you could sing about things that aren't real. Getting to heaven is a feeling of not nostalgia, but anxiety, anxiousness. Exciting. And joyous occasions, going to heaven. I think heaven is more or less a metaphor for a place that you really want to be. Just filled with happiness and joy and all your loved ones in one place. Kind of like Thanksgiving, if you have family over for Thanksgiving. So heaven is like Thanksgiving, pretty much. Only you don't accidentally break a bowl that was in the center of the table while trying to put in the leaf. Right, that happened to me one year. But I believe that you can listen to any type of music that you like if you're an atheist, like myself. You can listen to Christian music, you can listen to heavy metal. I feel like the only people that can't, or actually they can, I'm not going to say they can't, and there are probably some that do, Religious people, can they listen to heavy metal that's not religious? Can religious people, which they can, they may not feel like they can because they feel like, rock and roll is the devil's music. But you know what? They're right. They can believe whatever they want to believe. They can have their own views, just like I have my views that no, man-made music, and music occurs in nature, made by man. It's a complicated. That's my cat. Just ignore her. It's complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's music. It's good. Okay. There's no such thing as bad music. Okay. If there's music out there, somebody likes it. You may not like it. I may not like it. But someone out there likes it. Someone out there listens to Justin Bieber. Personally, I tried to listen to Justin Bieber, and there's just something about his I don't know, his whiny voice and his need. It just feels like he needs attention, and But the only problem with Justin Bieber is he's just not matured. He was a kid, and he just thinks about things that he probably really doesn't know that much about. But that's not the point. I'm not here to bash on anyone. I'm not here to talk about musicians and, whether or not I like them or their music. I'm here to talk about music as a concept, not as a, right, you know what I'm talking about. Even though I may not even know what I'm talking about. People... someone actually told me that if music is not particularly religious, this goes based on the whole, rock and roll is the devil's music. If music is not religious and about God and praising His name, then it's automatically Satan worship. Someone said that, I believe they told me that the devil created music to be, to drive people further away from God. And you know what? No. You could be, when I was religious, I was for, 20 years. No, not even 20 years, because you're not born religious. Let's just say until I was about 20. From probably somewhere around 10 or 11. So about 10 years I was religious. It was my religious period. But I still listened to Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. I liked the Shins, and I liked Eminem. I liked a lot of different music. I always loved music. I listened to Bill Gaither, and I still listen to Bill Gaither. And for those who don't know, Bill Gaither, he has the Gaither Trio and the Quartet and friends with Bill Gaither. He does gospel music. That's pretty much the only gospel music that I really, really listened to was the Cathedrals and Gaither stuff, which is all good. Because it's not what the song is about. It's about how it makes you feel. Music is a feeling. Music is love. Music is depression. Music is. That's all there is. Music just is. And you listen to certain music while you're feeling a certain way. Like if you're feeling down, you're going to listen to more, down-tempo, depressing music. And that's actually kind of an issue that I have sometimes, because if you really want to get out of a funk, maybe you should be listening to more happy music, the smile song. Give the world a smile each day, helping someone on life's way. And That's all I'm gonna do. I can't sing, okay? Don't act like I'm not gonna act like I can sing, but I'm gonna give you every now and then some verses from music that I listen to. None of my personal favorite music is considered religious music. I never got into Christian rock. I don't know if, I liked gospel music, and that was pretty much the only religious music that I got into. I never liked the new age kind of Christian rock kind of stuff. I always thought the voice, the singer's voice always sounded like, I don't know, too girly or something. I don't know what it was. But it wasn't me. At one point, I was kind of forcing myself to listen to it because my brother and his wife and them all listened to it, and they kind of got me to listening to it, even though I didn't like it. So that's kind of the music that I won't listen to. There's some heavy metal stuff out there that I don't even really like, but still, I like it enough. I listen to enough music to know what I like, and so does everyone else. There's nothing. We all like certain things. Some of us like Christian rock. Some of us like Christian metal. Some of us like regular rock and roll, Elvis Presley, the Beatles, rock and roll. Some of us like psychedelic stuff, like Jimi Hendrix, and that's fine. And you can be religious and like a number of different songs. You don't have to be an atheist to say, I like songs that were so obviously written about people tripping on acid. Even though, even though you may say, I don't believe that tripping on acid is a very godlike, thing to do, but I recognize other people's right to do that, and they write amazing songs while doing it. I'm pretty sure Jimi Hendrix did a lot of acid. I heard that he put it in his bandana so that while he was on stage it would just be like constantly going straight into his brain. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, religious people, I would say that it's less likely that they listen to like heavy metal, but it can happen. You can definitely believe in God and still like and enjoy non-religious music. It's definitely a possibility. There's no reason to think otherwise. I have a quote here. Music is the only religion that delivers the goods. That was said by Frank Zappa. And I'm not even entirely sure who Frank Zappa is. I've heard the name. Let's see. Yeah, he's obviously a musician. Music that I listened to when I was religious, I listened to a lot of stuff. I've always loved music. Music has basically been the foundation of my very existence. Of course, the first music that I ever listened to was Elvis. My dad got me into Elvis. I listened to Elvis from a very young age. I listened to his gospel albums, his regular album, his live stuff. Albums. I say albums as if I had them on record back then. I listened to Elvis a lot. and I moved up to, and I listened to the Beatles then after, and I still listen to Elvis, and then I would continue listening to Elvis, and I would listen to the Beatles and the Who, and all this great stuff that I would get myself involved with. And then I would listen to, eventually, I had heard, when I first heard Led Zeppelin was with my mother, and I really didn't think much about it. It was years later, and of course I knew, Stairway to Heaven and Rock and Roll and Whole Lot of Love. I knew these songs. But it wasn't until I was a teenager that I really got die-hard fan of Led Zeppelin. Every album I had to have, every song I frickin' fell in love with. There was at some point where almost every song of Led Zeppelin was one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And I'd be like, no, wait, this is my favorite song. Wait, no, holy cow, this one's my favorite. And my point is this all happened while I was still religious. I was loving God and I was loving music at the same time. And it didn't change anything. It didn't make it. There was no impression on my musical taste. As far as I was concerned, it didn't matter what I listened to. And then, of course, when I was about 20 or so, I just said, I came to a conclusion that, and you can come to a different conclusion if you'd like to. This is not a religious podcast. This is not force my views on other people. This is just speak mind over matter. Mind over matter. I have already gone over everything on my frickin' list. I just had a bunch of questions written down here. Here's one. I kind of went over this with the whole Christian rock. I asked if there was any type of music that I won't listen to. And obviously, I give everything a shot. Alright, I'm not just gonna... Like, when I first heard of Justin Bieber, they were like, he sucks, he's terrible, he's just not good. I had to find out for myself. Because there was a chance that maybe I'd be like, hey, yeah, this kid's got some rhythm and good stuff, and he's singing about things that are important to me. It turned out to be wrong, but I'll give him an opportunity. Of course, there's still bands that I haven't listened to, and some that I will like, and some that I won't. But I'll give every musical genre a chance at least. Like metal, I don't listen to a lot of metal, but there are some, metal bands out there that I do enjoy listening to. I'm pretty sure this is considered metal. Pantera, I do like Pantera. Disturbed. Now, if these aren't considered metal and maybe they're just called hard rock, whatever. Metal, hard rock. My point is, I listen to a lot of genres. I listen to jazz. I just really got into jazz recently. Like, saying that, I've always been into jazz, but yesterday I decided to do a Pandora search for some good jazz, and I was really getting into it. I was really enjoying it. I don't know a lot of musicians, but I know what I like. And if I hear something that I enjoy listening to, I'm going to listen to it. And whether or not I know who wrote it, who sung it, or whatever, I'm going to enjoy it. Maybe I should start writing down stuff that I listened to on Pandora and be like, yeah, this is good. I'll write that down. He's a good musician. Good. He sounds good. I love listening to classical music. Joseph Haydn is one of my favorite composers. Joseph Haydn. Absolutely wonderful. If you're listening to this and you've never heard of Joseph Haydn, at least listen to Symphony Number 22. One of my favorites. Jazz, which I mentioned. Rock. I know, I listen to rock, classic rock, 70s, 50s, 60s, good stuff. Um, Rap. I listen to a little bit of rap. I do. Um, of course, it doesn't all come out, good in my ears. But most of it, I would say, yeah, I enjoy rap a little bit. R&B, rhythm and blues. That's not rap. Eminem. I listen to Eminem. The Game. Some R. Kelly. I don't know all the names. These are just a few that I know. The Game, Eminem, and R. Kelly. I listen to a little bit of. Like I said, I know what I like to listen to. I don't necessarily know who I like to listen to. I don't necessarily know the names of musicians. Shh, quiet, Paige. I don't necessarily know the names of people that I listen to. About a year ago or something, at some point, I really got into a band, but I only liked like two of their songs. In One Ears was the name of the song that I really liked. Cage the Elephant. And there are bands like that. There are bands where I'll listen to one of their songs and then I'll really get into it, and then I'll listen to the rest of their soundtrack, or not their soundtrack, but the rest of their album, and I'll just be like, okay, well, they had that one good song that I liked, and so yeah, I like one of their songs, and then the rest I'll be like, those are the kind of bands that I'm like, they're okay. They have one good song. They have one or two, or they have a few good songs that I like, but I'm not crazy about them. Not like I am Led Zeppelin. And I feel like that's the way that religious people should be. Is, I like that one song by them. I may not be crazy about the band, but they have some good sounding stuff. They have that one song that sounds good. It's not about religious and God or nothing, but it sounds good. And that's the whole point of music, is that it sounds good. And if it has decent lyrics that are about anything, that's even better. And usually, yeah, the lyrics do have a meaning behind it, even when I can't figure what it is exactly. But I don't necessarily always listen to the lyrics of songs, and sometimes I do. I do to an extent. That's my point. And also, I mean, can religious people listen to songs that are like talking about the devil? Hey, if that's their prerogative, if they want to listen to it, I don't care what it's about. If it has to have good rhythm, a good good rhythm and good music. It just has to sound good, and then the lyrics have to be good and well rhythmatized. Some of these songs, the lyrics sound like they're way too forced. I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me it sounds like the lyrics were either rushed while written, or the lyrics just don't come out right, and the guy singing it doesn't sound right, or something doesn't sound right with the lyrics. Even if the music can be decent, the lyrics turn out to mess up the whole song sometimes, and that ruins a good song for me. And that's where it comes with like Christian rock singers. It's not necessarily that and another thing with the lyrics is they cannot be too repetitive. That is one thing that I cannot stand that a lot of Christian rock singers do. And it's, what's one song, maybe You Are Worthy, and they just keep saying, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy. It's like, this is not a song. This is you saying one line over and over and over again in front of music. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Get on with the song. Write something different. It's crap. I want to take that microphone and shove it down your throat. That's one thing. That's one thing that I can't stand. That even a lot of rappers do. That I can't stand. It's like, this is not creative. This is you repeating a line over and over again with a decent background music. It's just, you know what? You might as well just shut the fuck up and make this be an acoustic. Acoustic? No. Acapello? No. Whatever. Whatever it is that means there's no lyrics. But, yeah. That's what I think about some artists that repeat. Too repetitive is bad. I don't normally listen to religious music, but I'll listen to bluegrass. I was listening to bluegrass the other day, which is kind of what brought on this conversation. There was a song, Ready to Go, by, I want to say Ricky Skaggs or someone, and he started talking about, I'm ready to go to heaven. And someone asked me, you know, I thought you were non-religious. I thought you were an atheist. How can you sit here and listen to someone talking about, singing about going to heaven when you don't even believe it exists? I said, well, it's the same way I can watch a movie about someone going to heaven. I can watch a movie about someone going to heaven. It's like, how can you watch a movie about wizards going to an academy for wizards? It's the same concept, okay? It's a fairy tale. It's not real. It's just a song. It's a metaphor. It's symbolism. It's the idea of heaven is a good thing, but believing that it actually exists, to me, is not necessarily a good thing. That's what it is. It's an idea. It's metaphorical place. You want to write a story, make a movie about people dying and going to heaven, and this is their experience? That's fine. Then there's a heaven in that reality, in that story. It's fine. It's whatever you want. Your imagination is only limited by itself. I don't know if that made any sense. Your imagination is limitless, is what I'm trying to say. You set your own boundaries, your own guidelines for your own imagination. You want to make a story, you want to, in your imagination, where there's no gravity and people are like tied to the ground with rope. That's fine. People had to adapt to a society where there was no gravity. Hey, go out there and write. Don't be tied down. Don't be restricted by the limitations of actuality. That is my input. That is my stance. And that is where I'm going to call it a day. So to conclude, there is no such thing as religion of music. Music is non-religious. The people who sing about it can be religious. The people who write it can be religious. But music itself, music is an idea. Music is a way of sharing how we are feeling at a particular moment and getting other people to share in our delight or our misery. Music is a language. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Bottom of the Barrel. If you have questions or comments, you can put them down below. You can send them to botbshow@gmail.com if you want to be anonymous. I don't care. Do whatever you like. But it'd probably be easier just to click the comment button down below. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to like and subscribe and share. And if you didn't like this podcast, feel free to dislike and not share and not subscribe. And if you're on the fence, just don't do anything. Thank you for tuning in. Have a terrific Thanksgiving and rest of the week. Take it easy.